Group C of the World's 2019 playing stages features three teams that share a similar heritage. Hong Kong Attitude from the LMS region, hailing from Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau. Low-Key Esports from the region of Vietnam, and Mega Esports from the LST, more specifically the region of Thailand. Once upon a time, all these three teams and all these three regions used to play under a league known as the Garena Premier League. Founded in 2012, the Garena Premier League was the first major established league in the world, featuring the 2012 world champions, the Taipei Assassins, and the likes of the Saigon Jokers, as well as the Bangkok Titans. The Taipei Assassins won the GPL 5 times, the Saigon Jokers twice, and the Bangkok Titans once. These teams were all owned by Garena, and they were forced to be sold at the end of 2016 in order to remove conflict of interest, as you could not run the league and have teams playing in your own league at the same time. The Taipei Assassins went on to become J Team. The Saigon Jokers consider can be considered to have become the Gigabyte Marines of today, while the Bangkok Titans have become Mega Esports. The rivalry between J Team and what can be considered the spiritual successors of the Saigon Jokers in the Gigabyte Marines is a story for another time though. But one thing throughout the history of the GPL was very well established, and that was Taiwan was better than Vietnam, which was better than Thailand, with a few exceptions to this. The last time a Vietnamese team had advanced to the next stage of a major tournament over a Taiwanese team was on July 24th, 2014, when Fu Lewis beat Logitech Fighter 3-1. However, SOFM and Jeff were both underage at this point of time, and upon their victory over Logitech Fighter, was required to submit travel documents which revealed to the tournament organizers that they were indeed underage. Fu Lewis was thus disqualified, and despite winning the best of five, did not actually advance over to the Taiwanese team. We have to go even further back to see when a Vietnamese team truly did advance over a team from Taiwan or the LMS region, and that would all the way be in December 2013, the GPL 2014 Winter Quarterfinals, where the Saigon Jokers beat out Hong Kong Attitude 3-1 to advance to the semifinals. Although the Taiwanese teams would ultimately reign supreme in the GPL, it was an upset of that was the beginning of a very storied rivalry between the regions of Vietnam and Taiwan. The Saigon Jokers had gone 5-5 in the group stage, whereas Hong Kong Attitude were massive favorites, sweeping the group in an 8-2. In 2015, the LMS split from the GPL, going to form their own league. With all the Taiwanese teams out of the equation, naturally, people would have assumed that the Vietnamese teams would dominate the league. And dominate the league to a certain extent they did, with multiple teams, up to 8 different unique Vietnamese teams, now playing in the expanded 32-team Garena Premier League tournament, dominated the upper echelons of the format. However, the true story of 2015 was that of the Bangkok Titans, who had a 18.25 win rate throughout season 2 all the way through season 4. But that was not going to stop them from revitalizing their roster and going a combined 32-12 against all these Vietnamese teams within the GPL itself. It was the dominant year for Thai League of Legends, where they beat the Saigon Jerkers 3-1 in the regional finals of the GPL to qualify for Worlds of Season 5. And this happened on the 6th of August 2015. Since all of this has happened, it has been 2,100 days and counting since the Vietnamese team has beaten and advanced over a Taiwanese team. And it has more than 1,500 days since a Thai team has advanced over a Vietnamese team in a major tournament. Can the order be disrupted? Taiwan better than Vietnam, better than Taiwan, better than Thailand. The last time we saw these three representatives, HK was the only one with an international player presence, where they were knocked out of play-ins in 2017 after a loss to Supermassive and a tiebreaker within the group stage. They fumbled at that point of time, going into a Syndra Corki meta. The games came down to 50-50 smites over Barons, of which HK lost them twice, giving Supermassive the first seed in the groups, and they had then to play Fnatic, where they were knocked out of the play-ins. The question for many Taiwanese fans at home was, where was the Jace pick that enabled Hong Kong Attitude to be such a dominant team in the second half of the summer split of 2017 that enabled them to qualify for Worlds in the first place? It was a tactical decision from the side of the Hong Kong Attitude coaching staff. The nature of best-of-1 games would mean that a scaling strategy is the safest way to guarantee a win. This time around, 3 of those 5 players have returned to the play-ins once again: Mission, Unified, and Kaiwing. All 3 who were part of the failed 2017 play-ins campaign have now returned. This time, it is clear that HK have fully embraced the scaling strategy. While they are very likely to go for a slow, late-game, team-fighting style of play, their champion choices do reflect that, and the way that they have been playing throughout the entire summer split will be consistent with that. The team that most people had the eyes out for will be Low-Key Esports, and their core trio of Artifact, Venus, and Celebrity are very indicative of the way that Low-Key want to play, with the likes of Syndra, Yasuo, and Arella, champions that generate a lot of attention in the mid lane, and a rather unconventional support champion pool. This team plays a mid to bot focus, skirmish heavy style of play. They play poke type bot lanes, where they aim to push their opponents in and enable them, similar to how FX does, and they use mid and jungle skirmishing that the Vietnamese region is famous for to draw opponents' resources away from ganking bot lane. This setup from Low-Key Esports can potentially create strong advantages against Hong Kong Attitude, and Low-Key Esports is a good candidate in the play-ins to upset the Pool 1 seed. Unfortunately for the trio of Mega, the same cannot be said about them. There is a lack of proper execution and consistency throughout the way they play, and there's no clear stylistic tendency. Most of the games have been won through skill differences due to the quality of opposition and the LST itself. For Mega Esports, their best hope will be to draft scaling compositions and hope to win Baron contests, bringing HK perhaps back to the deja vu of their 2017 campaign.